Welcome to Reddit Audio Tales. Our next Reddit post is from Top Mongoose. My wife cheated on me with her boss. I'm sleeping with his wife. Would I be a butthole if I pursued his wife for more than hookups? Divorce can take years, so I'm still legally married to my wife. Me and my wife are both 30. She cheated on me with her boss, who's 42. I found out when the boss's wife, who's 37, contacted me. She left him, and she thought that since I was the only one in the dark, I should be told. Obviously, I left my wife too. It was a very hard time on me, because I never experienced such betrayal. No one but the boss's wife really understood what I was going through, because she was going through the same thing. We talked every day at first, then we met up. Then we started sleeping together. She is so effing gorgeous, but that's not even the best thing about her. We've been meeting for intercourse a couple of times a month, but we text and call almost daily. I'm falling for her, and I think she is too. Would I be the butthole if I asked her out? She said that she didn't want to complicate things with her exes, but sometimes I feel like I want to take her out on a date and hold hands for everyone to see. OP, how kinky. My friends think that it's a bad idea that would create more drama for everyone involved. But I know that we have feelings for each other. Then OP posted an update. We've talked and I've told her that I'm interested in her. As I suspected, she has feelings for me too, but was hesitant because of our exes and divorce and gossip and judgment. But whoever wants to judge us, are they even worth having around? We decided to go exclusive. Not that we were seeing other people during this time, but we've now spoken the words. I told her that I love her. That felt amazing saying those words. We decided not to make this public until we're legally divorced, which I don't mind at all. Because I don't care as long as we know that we're a couple. Wish us luck, because I don't think I've ever felt this way before or loved anybody like this before. You guys ever hear the phrase, don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife? Well, this story is, don't let your wife stop you from finding your girlfriend. This is bizarrely wholesome and I sincerely wish the best for you OP. I'm giving you a solid 0 out of 5 buttholes. Not only is this a very romantic and sweet story, it's also such great revenge and justice. Sleep with my wife. I'll show you. Am I the butthole for kicking my boyfriend and his daughter out because of how his daughter acts when she's on her period? My boyfriend of 2 years has an 11-year-old daughter that just started her first ever menstrual cycle 3 days ago. He has full custody of her and they started making transitions to move in with me and my 8-year-old son about 2 weeks ago. Up until this point, everything was going well. The kids got along and I thought that his daughter, Diane, was a nice enough kid. Anyways, she walks out of her bedroom 3 days ago and tells me that she thinks that she started her period and was asking me general questions about how to wear a pad, what she can and can't do, etc. All is well. I let her stay home from school after calling my boyfriend at work to confirm the plan and to give him the rundown. She was crampy. I worked from home so it was no issue. All day she interrupted my business calls to talk about her period. It was annoying but I just dealt with it because it's her first menstruation so obviously there's going to be a lot of questions. That wasn't even the problem. What followed it was the problem. She was in a great mood all day but as soon as my boyfriend and my son got home from work, my home turned into a war zone. My son asked if she wanted to play with him and she screamed in his face, I'm on my period, and literally slammed him out of the doorway. He went flying and hit the wall. You know what? He bruised his shoulder and hit his head off the door frame. My boyfriend went to talk to her and she starts crying, I'm on my period, I don't want him near me. My boyfriend gave her a pass for her behavior which already pissed me off. The next day we had a planned beach day which we had planned like a week ago. Diane starts flipping out to a point of a full-blown tantrum. She starts screaming at me and my boyfriend tells us that no, we would not still be going To the beach because she's on her period and she can't swim, and since she can't, none of us can, and she doesn't care if that bothers us. My boyfriend canceled the trip, or tried to. I told him I was still bringing my son to the beach regardless. We got back home at 3 p.m. When I left, I had a pot of chili in the slow cooker for dinner. I find half the pot gone. Diane had been eating out of the slow cooker. My boyfriend told me that Diane said the only thing she wanted was chili, and that since she was on her period he had to let her have it. He listened to her. Now there wasn't enough to feed everyone. We sent the kids to bed at 8 p.m. She comes out at 9 and telling her father that she needed ice cream or she was going to snap. He originally said no, and she starts tweaking out, crying, screaming, and waking up my son. He ends up going and getting her the apping ice cream instead of being a parent and snipping that in the bud. Then this morning my boyfriend tells her that she can stay home from school again because she's still on her period. I tell him no. I'm working today, and she interrupted me all day during my last work day. She starts flipping out, screaming at me that I'm not doing anything to make her comfortable, when that's what she needs right now. My boyfriend sided with her. It's her first period, we need to learn to navigate it. I told him again that she was not staying here today. He gets angry with me and says that I'm making his life harder than it has to be. His kid is still screaming at me. So I snapped and told him to pack all their stuff up and leave, and I was apping done. I said that I'm glad that she started her period so soon after moving in so I could get a proper assessment on how it would be full time. And I would be damned if I was going to put up with this BS every month. They both immediately calmed down. She starts crying, saying she was just trying to make me understand. My boyfriend is telling me that I'm being ridiculous. I stood firm, however, and told them to get out. They're now gone and my house is peaceful. I don't want them back here. My boyfriend has been blowing up my phone ever since, telling me this is just a bump in the road, but I've never been so disgusted by anyone in my entire life. Am I the butthole for not letting them return and telling my boyfriend that I'm done? Alright, the whole stereotype of the girl going berserk when she's on her period is a joke that's like as old as time. But there's a big difference between being moody when you're on your period and body slamming an 8-year-old when you're on your period. Honestly, OP, I'm surprised you lasted that long, because the second she slammed your 8-year-old son into the wall, I would have been like, yo, this is a problem. We gotta have a sit-down discussion. If this behavior continues, you are out of here. So I am firmly on your side, OP. Yes, girls on periods do deserve some kind of lenience, but this is not lenience. This is enabling. OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. Your boyfriend and his daughter each get 1.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for kicking out my pregnant daughter to live with her boyfriend since she decided that she wants to keep her baby but not be a mom? I'm 35 and the mother to a 19-year-old girl. We live in a state where abortion is legal. I had my daughter very young and I don't regret it, but I would never encourage it due to how hard it was. I had little to no support, and I would never wish the pain that I went through on anyone. My daughter's father passed away when I was pregnant, and she has no stepfather. It's always just been the two of us. I was kicked out of my home the second that my family found out that I was pregnant. No questions asked, and we've been in conflict since then. I've since moved halfway across the country, and I will not ever be reconciling. My daughter has been dating her boyfriend for roughly 4 years now. Her boyfriend is the same age as she is and not a bad kid, but he's still a child in my eyes. They both are. Her boyfriend still lives with his parents and refuses to go to college. My daughter wanted to be a nurse but is now deciding that she won't pursue a career because she wants to be a stay-at-home mom forever. She would have been going to school this fall but decided to unenroll before it began. When my daughter came to me 2 weeks ago telling me that she's 2 months pregnant, I sat her down. I didn't want her to go through the same things that I went through. I asked her how this happened and she said that it was planned. She and her boyfriend mutually decided that they wanted to be parents, and this horrified me because she knows all about the struggles that we went through together and that I went through alone. Regretfully, I called her stupid and I was upset, but I told her that we can work through this together. Since she decided that she was keeping this baby, I gave her stricter rules, told her how it works, told her what's going to change, and that she would be getting an education under my roof. Those terms are non-negotiable. My daughter did not like these terms. She fully expected me to allow her boyfriend to move in, who's unemployed by the way, and for me to give her college fund as money to spend on the baby, the two of them, as a couple, and whatever else she wants. She expects me to allow her to not pursue an education and that she can still just go out whenever she wants to. I told her that I'll watch her baby when she's at school and for a few hours a day when she does homework. I also said that I'll watch her baby on Saturdays and Sundays alone so that she can still have fun and be somewhat of a teenager. I wish that I had been given one day out of the week to recharge, to take a break from being a mom and enjoy my childhood. I know that I was being very lenient here, but I loved my daughter. We ended up arguing almost every day since then, and my daughter's demands have gotten out of hand. She claims that my requirements are very unfair, and I told her to look up what teen pregnancy is like and what motherhood is all about because the conditions and rules that I gave her are very, very lax. I told her that if she will not abide by these rules, then she'll have to live with her boyfriend's family. She cried and yelled at me, but I put my foot down. She ended up moving out 3 days ago. We've never had a fight like this before. I've texted her multiple times that if she changes her mind on the pregnancy or the rules, then she's more than welcome back home and that I'll always love her no matter what she chooses. I also told her that she'll always be my baby girl and that I didn't want her to go. But we have no space for a full family, and that being a mother means your entire life will change. So am I the butthole for kicking her out? Okay, so these two geniuses decide to get pregnant intentionally at the age of 19. Neither one of them has a job, neither one of them has an education, neither one of them plans on getting a job or an education, and neither one of them wants to actually raise the baby. So they just expect OP to give them free housing, free money, and free child care indefinitely. And they both just sit around all day playing video games and screwing making more babies. Until they decide, hey, you know what, it might be nice to play with the baby for an hour and then go back to screwing in video games. OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. Her daughter and her boyfriend get 3 out of 5 buttholes. Those two kids honestly don't have a clue how the real world works. Am I the butthole for breaking up with my girlfriend when she tested me? When I was 16, my girlfriend broke up with me. I was pathetic and begged her to change her mind. I thought that I was in love and that I couldn't be without her. I was an idiot. I'm 25 now and I've promised myself that I will never do that again. I've had several relationships and a few hookups, and whenever they end, I'm sad but not weak. I've been with my current girlfriend for a year and a half. We met at a social function for people in our line of work. We hit it off and started seeing each other more often and then made it exclusive. Recently, we've been talking about moving in together. Our city is expensive and we thought that we could save some money. Her apartment is bigger than mine, but I own mine, so we're working stuff out. Last weekend, out of nowhere, she says that we're moving too fast. Okay, no problem. We didn't make any plans that can't be undone yet. Nope, she said that she wanted to break up because she wasn't sure that I was all in. I said okay, and then she freaked out. Apparently, it was a test to see if I would fight for her. Yeah, I don't do that anymore and I do not appreciate mind games. So I told her that I would box up anything of hers that might be in my place and she could pick it up. She accused me of being a cold-hearted butthole that was only using her for sex. But I wasn't. I thought that we had a future. I wasn't ready to propose or anything, but I thought that she was the one. We had met each other's families and she had spent last Christmas with us. My parents and sister love her. I loved her. My mom and dad called me to ask what was going on and I told them. They think that I'm being stubborn. My little sister says that I'm being a complete jerk for not forgiving my ex. I just remember crying myself to sleep over a girl and refused to do it again. Am I the butthole? We've all been in situations where we're wondering, okay, is this person really into me? Are they like in it for the long haul? And it makes sense to have those doubts when they're like, not answering your texts, or they choose to hang out with their friends instead of hang out with you. But OP was literally trying to move in with her, and that's when she doubts his commitment. So not only is she unfair for playing games with you, OP, but she's also just stupid. OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your girlfriend a 1.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for not making my wife choose between me and her affair partner? As soon as I found out about the affair, I moved out and filed for divorce. Counseling is not on the table. An open relationship is out. I'm not interested in having anything to do with her again. She tried saying that if I asked, she would choose me. Gross. I don't want her. Some of our friends think that I should have fought for our marriage. I offered to sleep with them or their wives to see how they would feel about the situation. No one's taken me up on my kind and Christian offer. I'm paying my half of the lease on the apartment. There are 4 months left. In the meantime, I'm going to work and spend my time off at all-inclusive resorts. It's cheaper than getting an apartment for myself. Am I the butthole for not trying to save our marriage? Man, how is OP going to get blamed for not trying to save our marriage when she didn't try to save the marriage? And then she said, oh, if you asked me, I would choose you. But you literally didn't. You literally chose the other dude. What is that logic? Yeah, I prefer chocolate ice cream. I'm going to order strawberry. I mean, I really wish I could have chocolate ice cream from this ice cream place that sells every flavor of ice cream, but I'm going to order strawberry. But if you asked me which I could choose, I would choose chocolate while scarping down the strawberry. What? What? OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. Your cheating partner gets 3.5 out of 5 buttholes. If you like this story, make sure subscribe our YouTube channel for more. I see you in next one.